The exploration ship Orion 7 entered the dark, silent region of space where no signals had ever returned. For years, this place was marked on every star map with one warning. Class 3 Deathworld. Do not enter. But today, a small team of explorers was moving toward it, trying to uncover a mystery older than their own species. Commander Rilo stood at the front window, watching the planet appear from the shadows. It was huge, covered in violent storms, ash clouds, and glowing cracks of lava. Even from orbit, the world felt angry, like it wanted to push them away. But the commander didn't blink. He had come too far. As they descended into the thick atmosphere, lightning storms flashed around their ship. The scanners began to malfunction. Every few seconds, the screen flickered with strange readings. Energy spikes, unknown life signs, and something metallic buried deep inside the planet. Navigator Celine frowned. Commander, this can't be right. I'm detecting a human energy signature on this world. Rylos turned sharply. Impossible. No human ship ever reached this sector. But the scanner kept repeating the same result. The team landed in a narrow canyon filled with black stone and rising smoke. The ground shook as if something under the surface was moving. Strange whispers echoed through the air, but no one could tell if it was wind or something alive. Then Celine's voice broke the silence. Commander, look. Across the canyon was a giant metallic structure half buried under rock and dust. Smooth, advanced, and clearly built by intelligent hands. It looked nothing like alien technology. It looked human. As they approached, the ground trembled again. Bright blue lights flickered on across the hull. The vessel, silent for centuries, began to power up. The explorers froze. The human ship was waking up on its own. The explorers stood frozen as the silent canyon filled with a deep humming sound. Dust fell from the rocks above, and faint blue lines spread across the vessel's surface, lighting up like veins coming back to life. Commander Rilo slowly raised his hand, signaling the team to stay alert. The vessel was enormous, far larger than any human ship recorded in known history. Its design was smooth, curved, and strangely elegant. No rust, no decay. It looked as if it had been built yesterday, not centuries ago. Celine stepped forward, her scanner shaking in her hand. Commander, this technology is impossible. Humans don't build ships like this, not even in their most advanced cities. Rylos moved closer, his eyes locked on the glowing patterns crawling across the hull. Then who built it, and why is it reacting to us? As they approached the main ramp, the air suddenly shifted. A shimmering energy wave passed over them, silent, invisible, but strong enough to push them a step back. Their helmets flickered. Their suits vibrated. The ship scanned us, Celine whispered. It's reading our biology. Before they could respond, the ramp slowly extended downward, touching the rocky ground with a metallic thud. No wind, no engines, just smooth, controlled movement. Inside, the corridor was dark at first. Then, one by one, white lights activated along the curved ceiling. The air smelled clean, untouched, preserved. This place is not abandoned, Rilo said softly. Something is maintaining it. The walls were filled with strange symbols. Some looked human, others completely unknown. Patterns pulsed gently, as if the ship had a heartbeat. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled. A sharp, rising tone echoed from deep inside the vessel. A voice, calm, emotionless, clearly artificial, spoke to the corridor. Identities confirmed. Access granted. Enter. The team exchanged shocked looks. The ship knew them. The team stepped inside, their breath slow and careful. The corridor felt alive. Every light, every sound responded as if the ship was watching them. Commander Rylos kept his hand on his weapon, though he knew it would be useless against technology like this. A large chamber opened before them. Smooth white walls curved upward into a dome, and in the center floated a glowing sphere of blue light. It pulsed like a heartbeat, casting long shadows behind the explorers. Celine whispered, This must be the control core. Before anyone could take another step, the blue sphere expanded into a hologram. An outline of a human figure appeared, tall, calm, and slightly transparent. Not a real person, but a digital echo. The voice returned, clearer than before. Welcome, explorers. You have reached vessel Aurora Prime. Rylos froze. Aurora Prime? That name doesn't exist in any human record. The holographic figure turned its head as if it could see them clearly. This vessel was created beyond your known timeline, beyond your recorded technology. Celine felt her chest tighten. Impossible. Humans never had this level of engineering. The AI responded instantly. Your knowledge is incomplete. The humans who built me were not from your era. A chill spread through the room. Rilo stepped forward. Then tell us, why is this ship on a Class 3 Deathworld? The hologram dimmed for a moment, then brightened again. Because this planet is not dead. It is dormant, and now it is waking. As those words echoed through the chamber, the ground shook violently beneath their feet. Dust fell from the ceiling. Sirens inside the ship activated with sharp, rising tones. Celine looked at the scanners. Commander, the planet's core is moving. The AI's voice grew urgent. You must remain inside. The awakening has begun. The team felt the floor tilt. Something massive, something ancient was rising beneath them. The chamber lights flickered as the floor vibrated harder, like something deep beneath the surface was trying to break free. Commander Rylos grabbed a support rail, keeping his balance while alarms echoed through the vast ship. Outside the vessel, the canyon roared. Massive cracks tore through the black stone walls. Lava-like heat pulsed upward, and the ground lifted in violent waves as if the planet itself was taking a long, angry breath. Celine stared at her scanner in disbelief. Commander, the planet isn't just unstable. It's alive. The entire crust is moving like muscle. A deafening boom exploded outside. The ship sealed its chamber doors instantly, thick metal sliding shut like the jaws of a beast. The AI's voice filled the room. Biological threat rising. Atmospheric hostility increasing. Survival outside is not possible. Rylos took a step forward. What is doing this? What is waking up? The holographic figure appeared again, flickering with urgency. The entity beneath the surface. The first life form this vessel was built to confront. Another quake hit. Stronger. The entire structure tilted, throwing the team off their feet. The floor seemed to lift upward, as if the ship was being carried by something enormous. Celine gasped. Commander, look. Through a small observation window, they saw something impossible. Gigantic roots or tendrils, glowing with orange energy, rising from deep cracks in the canyon. They twisted and moved like living creatures, grabbing chunks of rock and crushing them to dust. The AI voice lowered, almost like a warning. This planet was classified as a Class 3 death world for one reason. It is a single conscious organism. Rylos felt the blood drain from his face. A living planet creature? Yes, the AI said, and it has sensed your arrival. Suddenly, the ship engines roared to life on their own. The floor lifted as Aurora Prime began rising. The planet wasn't just waking up. It was trying to swallow them. Aurora Prime lifted higher, engines glowing bright blue as the living planet's tendrils smashed into the canyon below. The entire vessel trembled, but its shields held strong. Commander Rylos and his team steadied themselves as a holographic figure returned, this time larger, clearer, and more focused. Celine wiped dust from her visor. Why is this thing chasing us? What does it want? The AI turned toward her. It wants to protect the secret buried here. The secret your species was never meant to know. Rylos narrowed his eyes. What secret? The hologram extended its hand. A massive star map unfolded, showing dozens of planets, each marked with glowing symbols. Red lines connected them like a hidden network. Humans lived here before, the AI said calmly, long before your current civilizations were born. The explorers froze. Celine shook her head slowly. No, that's impossible. Humans didn't travel this far until your version of history, the AI interrupted. But there was another era, an older humanity. Stronger, more advanced. Images flickered across the chamber. Ancient cities, tall metallic towers, ships larger than mountains. Each one carried the same emblem, a blue circle split by a white line. Rilo stepped closer. Then why did they leave? Where did they go? The AI's tone dropped. They were wiped out by the creature beneath this planet. This is why the vessel was built, to hold the last human knowledge, and to warn the next generation. A violent impact shook the ship, interrupting the reveal. The living planet slammed its glowing tendrils against Aurora Prime's shields. Warning lights flashed red. Hostile force increasing, the AI announced. Planetary consciousness attempting to restrain vessel. Rylos clenched his jaw. Meaning it does not want you to leave. The ground below split open wider, revealing a massive glowing eye staring up at them. The Deathworld had awakened fully, and it remembered humans. Aurora Prime shook violently as the giant eye beneath the planet glowed brighter, sending shock waves of energy into the air. The ship's shields flickered under the pressure. Commander Rylos gripped the railing while the AI's voice echoed through the chamber. Preparing emergency ascent. Hold your positions. The ground below them split wide open, forming a massive crater. The glowing eye stared directly at the vessel, and several huge tendrils shot upward, trying to wrap around the hull. The ship responded instantly. Blue energy surged along its surface, forming a shimmering barrier that repelled the living planet's grasp. Celine watched with fear and awe. Commander, this ship is fighting like it has its own mind. Rylos nodded. Maybe it does. Aurora Prime blasted upward, engines roaring as the ship pushed the collapsing canyon. The tendrils followed, smashing into the energy shield with explosive force. Every hit shook the vessel. Threat level critical. The AI warned. Planetary consciousness attempting full capture. The ship suddenly unleashed a burst of white energy, a shock wave that spread across the surface like a ripple. The tendrils burned away instantly. The eye shrank back into the depths with a deafening roar that echoed across the entire Deathworld. The vessel soared higher, breaking through the thick clouds and storms. As they entered the upper atmosphere, the AI revealed the final truth. This ship was not only a warning, it said calmly. It was a test. Rylos frowned. A test for what? The hologram turned toward them, its form now perfectly stable. Ancient humans left this vessel here to see if the future would be brave enough to discover it and strong enough to survive this world's awakening. Celine whispered, stunned, So we passed the test? Yes, the AI replied. And now it is time for you to learn what humanity truly was. As Aurora Prime left the Deathworld's gravity, a hidden chamber opened, revealing a massive stasis vault glowing with blue light. Inside were thousands of sealed capsules. Rylos stepped closer, eyes wide. Are those humans? The AI answered. Not humans. Ancestors. Aurora Prime jumped into hyperspace, carrying the forgotten origin of humanity back.